If you're an entrepreneur or a business owner and you haven't read Good to Great yet, you should. And if you have read it, you might have thought, hey, this is great for Fortune 500 companies, but how does this apply to me? I mean, I get it. Jim Collins dives deep into big businesses, CEOs, corporate structures, things like that. Things that as small business owners, we don't always have. We don't have those kind of resources. But here's the thing. The principles in this book are just pure gold, no matter what the size of your business is. You just have to know how to apply them. So let me break down the 3 biggest takeaways that I pulled from Good to Great that completely changed the way I run my business today. And I promise you, if you actually apply these, you'll start seeing a shift in how your business operates. So takeaway number 1, leadership. Leadership isn't about you. I mean, Collins talks about level 5 leaders, the ones who they build great companies. And here's the thing. It's not about ego. Most small business owners, including me at one point, think that they have to be the face of everything, the smartest person in the room, the one making all the decisions. But I'll tell you, that's not leadership. That's control. And control kills growth. So here's how to apply this in your small business. Hire people who are better than you at specific things. Get over yourself and just let them lead. Give them your team ownership, not just tasks, but give them full, complete team ownership. People do their best when they feel responsible for results. Not just, checking things off of a list. Next thing, check your ego at the door. Your business isn't about making you look good. It's about building something that lasts. Number 2 takeaway. First who, then what. You want to stop hiring out of desperation. One of the biggest lessons in this book is you want to get the right people on the bus first. And then you want to figure out where you're going. Most small business owners, they hire reactively. I mean, someone quits, so we rush to fill the spot, and we pick who's ever available instead who's actually right for the role. And then what? And then we wonder why our team isn't great. So here's how you apply this in a small business, maybe your small business. Stop hiring to just fill a role. Instead, define exactly what kind of person you need for your business to grow. Next thing, hire for culture and vision, not just skills. I mean, you can teach skills. Skills can be taught, but you can't teach attitude, you can't teach values, and you can't teach work ethic. And on some level, I think you probably already know that. Next thing, if you don't have the right people, stop forcing your strategy down their throat. Before you chase the next big move, make sure that you actually have a team that can execute, because the wrong hires are going to slow you down more than just having an empty seat. And number 3, the flywheel effect. I really love this because success isn't instant. I mean, this one really hit hard for me. Everyone wants, the one big move that changes everything. The viral post, the big contract, the breakthrough moment, whatever it is. But Good to Great teaches that companies don't have a single defining moment. They have momentum, and built from small decisions made consistently over time. So how do you apply, the flywheel effect in your own small business? You want to stop looking for quick wins. Instead, ask, what's the one thing I can do every day that moves my business forward? And then stick with what works. If you're seeing traction in something, even small, double down and let the momentum build. That's how you win. And trust the process. Most business owners, they quit right before things start working. You want to stay consistent, because when the flywheel kicks in, things start moving really fast, but you've got to push long and hard enough to get there. And there's actually another book on this. It's called The Tipping Point. It's very similar to what the flywheel effect. It's about all this build up to one point where you're doing nothing, you're doing things, but you feel like you're getting nowhere, and then all of a sudden, with very little effort, boom, over, and that's the tipping point, and that's the flywheel effect. All right, my next takeaway is great doesn't always mean big, and This is one of the things that I really liked about the book, because all the companies that they talked about in Good to Great were big companies. And the reason they used big companies in the study is because they were able to get data from those big companies. But Jim Collins says that being great doesn't mean you have to be big. You can still be small. You can be a small 10-man, 20-man, 50-man company and still be great. And that's one of the biggest misconceptions about Good to Great, is that it's only for massive companies. But Jim Collins literally says the opposite. I mean, a company doesn't have to be big to be great. And for small business owners, this is a game changer. This is a game changer for me. I mean, too many entrepreneurs think that they have to scale to be considered successful by, their peers or their customers or whoever. But size isn't the goal. Greatness is. So how do you apply this in your small business? Well, for one, stop chasing the growth. And, just for the sake of growth, stop chasing more revenue, more employees, and bigger offices. All that stuff doesn't make for a better business. Next thing you want to do is focus on being the best at what you do. Not the biggest, just the best. So whether it's customer service, whether it's product quality, whether it's industry expertise, you want to commit to being world-class at what you do. And you want to measure your success by impact, not size. I mean, are you profitable? Are you building something that lasts? Are your customers, are they raving about you? That's really what matters. That's what matters most. That's what's going to matter to your business, your customers, and to the people who work there. And the best businesses aren't always the biggest. They're the ones that run with excellence. They deliver value, and that value lasts for decades. So if you're a small business owner, don't think that Good to Great doesn't apply to you. It does. And sometimes staying small but being great is the smartest business move you can make. So my final thoughts on how this really changed my business. I used to run my business reactively. I mean, I would make fast tires. I tried big swings, and I thought that I had to run everything myself to really make it successful. Now, I hire smarter, not faster. I focus on people before strategy. I trust small, consistent actions over chasing those big wins. And let me tell you, when I started applying these Good to Great principles to my small business, everything changed. So here's my challenge to you. Which of these takeaways do you need to implement in your business first? Drop it in the comments or DM me if you want to talk about hiring smarter and building more momentum and growing your business the right way. And if you haven't read Good to Great yet, do it now. It's not just for Fortune 500 companies. It's for anyone who wants to build something great.